Basic knowledge, U.S. tax return.
The 2019 tax return season is back. Most taxpayers will report through CPA. Today, I'd like to share with you the most basic knowledge of U.S. tax return. The deadline is April 15th, and if the deadline is exceeded, there will be a penalty and interest. If your documents are not ready, you may apply for an extension until April 15th. If you are preparing for the tax return, perhaps you have W-2 or 1099 form from the company, and then some of you may report to CPA or yourself via e-file, such as TurboTex or CreditCarma, for the received best tax benefits. If your annual income is less than $69,000, you can also directly report federal and state taxes at no cost through the IRS site or electronic submission software program. For example, if you report a tax using a TurboTax, you can simply and easily report a tax as an answer to a question. I also reported a tax last year through CreditCarma. Check the answers to the question on the CreditCarma or TurboTax site and compare the expected refund or amount due. Even if you live with the CPA, I recommend it that you take some time to do some simulation through electronic submission software program like TurboTex. I translated each question into a way that understood and answered. Also, there will be no expenses until the final approval or report is made. So, it will help you study about the tax. There are people who trust only the CPA, who don't care at all. I know the CPA going to do tax refund for you, but that information depends on what you, the taxpayer, give to them. I will inform you about the basic knowledge for the tax return. First of all, health insurance. For example, the state of California, if you don't have a health insurance, you won't pay a fine if you don't have a health insurance in 2019 tax return. In 2021, when tax returns are due in 2020, if there is no health insurance, a fine must be paid. You have to pay the largest of $695 per person, or 2.5% of annual income. This year, the income of the existing Obamacare health insurance member is higher than expected, and there may be a situation in which they will have to return the Obamacare government subsidy they received from the government. One of the examples is the gambling income. Some of the typical tax credit we can receive as taxpayer are child tax credit, which is provided to families that support your children, and income tax credit for low-income workers, and AOTC credit for families that pay for their college children's tuition. For your information, those who are receiving permanent residence are free to receive ETIC benefits for low-income workers. You may be worried about affecting your permanent resident for green card, but ETIC benefits are fine. Citizens and residents of the United States shall voluntarily report overseas financial account exceeding $10,000 FBAR and overseas financial asset exceeding $50,000 FATCA. To verify this foreign financial institutions are required to report financial account information exceeding $50,000 to the U.S. as computerization system evolves. It should also be noticed that intensive audit can take place as the IRS has a vast amount of information about taxpayer. If you have any taxes to pay to IRS, you may pay them in a lump sum or in installments. If you divided the tax, you will be charged 3% interest on the installment plan and the tax amount for up to 72 months. Alright, we've talked about the most basic things about the tax return. I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.